Friends on YouTube, how you doing? I hope you're doing great. My friends on Facebook, those of you trying to get PMP certified, that voice of reason keeps reminding you, you gotta hustle for your muscle. You gotta hustle for your PMP muscle, folks. How you doing? I hope your studying is coming along well. The purpose of this Hustle for Your PMP Muscle series is to get you into shape. Get you to the point where you can kill the exam. Hi Grace, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. My friends on Facebook, good to see you guys as well. So today's series is really the first in my Hustle for Your PMP Muscle series. You gotta hustle for your muscle, folks. No pain, no gain. Over the past few weeks, I've been getting messages from people who have been putting in the time and the effort. People who have been killing it. People who have been doing something to hustle for their muscle. Now they're PMP certified. You know? Take a look at this. Do you want to be caught having to study this? Do you like the look of this book? 756 pages. You're taking your exam tomorrow, Grace. Good. I'm glad to hear that you're going to take the bull by the horns. You're going to kill it. Have you watched my series about what to do if you're one day to the exam? I would highly advise that you do that. But anyway, I really don't want you to have to read this book, folks. I don't want you to have to be struggling with 756 pages. 756 pages going round and around. That's good, Grace. I'm glad that you're watching that video. Watch that video and you'll be good. So let me give you one piece of advice. You want to walk through your plan right now. Right now. Start walking through your plan in your head. What am I going to do when I get in there? What am I going to do when I face those crazy questions? Trust me, they're there. The questions are really in your face. Last week, I was speaking to one of my PMP champions, Christina, who got 5 above targets, by the way. And she said when she was in the exam, taking a look at the questions, some of the questions were right there in your face with 2 correct answers. No joke. Both answers are totally plausible. But there's probably one tiny little bit that changes that answer from being correct to being best. So on the exam, you want to look out for the best answer, all right? Not just any answer. But anyway, I was saying I got some emails in and some YouTube messages from some of our students. I'm going to read some of these messages to you just to encourage you. Hey, you can absolutely do it. This is from Shakank. And Shakank says, "Hi Phil, today I cleared my PMP exam with 5 above targets." Isn't that great? 5 above targets. "I must thank you for the vast treasure trove of videos that you have put up here to help everyone. It definitely helped me a lot. I religiously followed your 40 Days to PMP Exam Success series." Have you guys been watching the 40 days? Grace, do you watch the 40 days? I hope you did, right? And then he says, "It was the guiding compass that kept me on course and gave a structure to my study plan. No one teaches ITTOs better than you." Well, that's from Shakank, now PMP. If you haven't been using my 40 Days to PMP Exam Success series, I would highly advise you to do that because that's low-hanging fruit. That is free prep for you. Hi Faith, I see Faith on Facebook. Thank you for chatting in and thank you for watching these videos, and anyone else who's watching, feel free to drop me a line and let me know what kind of videos you're looking to see. In the past week, I've put out about 3 videos on this bad book right here, right? And in as much as I enjoy putting out these videos for people who really need them, what I don't want to see happening is people who could have gotten certified on the 5th edition having to get certified on the 6th. It's gonna be bad for some people. I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but if you've already started down the 5th edition path, switching over to this is going to take an incredible amount of energy, an incredible amount of effort. Trust me. You want to see what my book looks like? See? That is what you guys need to be doing with the 5th edition. You need to be highlighting this bad boy inside out. You need to have every single page accounted for. No pain, no gain. You know, I remember I was on social media on Facebook a few years ago, and we were having this back and forth banter about the PMP exam, and there happened to be someone who writes the questions for the PMP exam along with the multiple array of people at the PMI involved. But this particular person, this guy, he actually wrote the questions. So part of the banter was, oh, well, you could read the PMBOK guide if you want. It's not a bad idea, but maybe you should read your study guide more. And this guy powered up. He got crazy. He said, what do you mean by don't read the PMBOK guide, or you can read the study guide and forget the PMBOK guide? I guarantee you 99% of the questions are from that book. And I couldn't believe what he was saying, because in my mind, I was like, yeah, read the PMBOK guide about 95%. But he said, no, all the questions can be traced back to the mothership. The mothership. The mothership. Hey, folks, this is the mothership. The mothership flying through the air. You know, you got to read the mothership. So if you're thinking of not reading the mothership, you're doing wrong. You're doing yourself harm. Tell you. So you got to hustle for your PMP muscle, right? You got to hustle and bustle for your muscle. A lot of people think they're going to get PMP muscle by just chilling out and doing nothing. You're deceiving yourself. You got to hustle. You got to be a hustler. Take a look at my PMBOK guide one more time. Does your PMBOK guide look like my PMBOK guide? Does it? Does your 5th edition look like this? The pink highlighters for the crazy stuff, the gold that the PMI dropped? Or if I suspect the PMI is going to try and trap me in a question, I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to highlight that line in the PMBOK guide. So you got to highlight your guide. Grace, I'm sure you've already gone through yours. Faith, I see you've attended lots of PMP sessions. You didn't complete the PMBOK guide. Hey, Faith, what are you doing? Get back on the horse. Get back on the horse. Get that whip. Get on the horse. Ride the horse. Get certified. You know, I'm going to read you this motivational email, Faith. This might give you some faith, huh? No pun intended. This will probably give you some faith. Let me read this. It's from Dana Anderson, right? And Dana says, hey, Dr. Phil, the name my PMP study buddy and I gave you. This is your friend here. Only kidding. I've listened to you so much that I couldn't resist. You know, I always say I'm your friend Phil, and I really am your friend. But he was trying to mess around there. And then he says, it is with great pride that I announce I passed my PMP certification like a boss. That's what I'm talking about. You got to boss up on yourself. He passed it like a boss. He said, first of all, I implore everyone who has used your tools to, as I am now, show you some love. So basically saying, show Phil some love. You get certified using my videos, using my training, and you ain't showing love. He's telling you to show some love. Come back and tell Phil, hey, I passed the exam. He says, I won't tell you how long I played around and toyed with the dream of becoming PMP certified. You listen to that, Faith? Are you kidding me, Faith? You're not too old to pass the exam. Like Dana said, so let's say I finally walked the talk in May of this year because I was insecure. I had really mastered becoming an expert in preparing for the PMP exam. Lots of people, some who are probably going to watch this later on, they're experts. They're experts. I'm sorry, I'm in my studio, so you're going to hear a little bit of the ivories here. A lot of people don't know I'm into that kind of stuff, but music is one of my passions. But anyway, Dana says, because I was insecure, I had really mastered becoming an expert in preparing for the PMP exam. I spent more money and time than I should have on books, apps, simulators, video courses, yes, plural, and even a boot camp. But out of all the resources I invested in, I treasured Praizion the most. Now, this is a publicly posted comment on YouTube. So if you watch my YouTube videos, you might have even come across Dana's comment. It's out there. And then he says, now I must confess, sometimes you didn't sugarcoat your statements. Phil doesn't sugarcoat it. That's why he's your friend. He tells you like it is. He tells it like it is. And says, You didn't sugarcoat your statement, and my thin skin was hurt. But it didn't stop me from continuing to listen. I'm sorry if, I've hurt anyone by, giving you some PMI truths. Then I'm sorry that I bruised your ego or cut through the thin skin. You got to toughen up, folks. If you don't toughen up, PMI is going to have a field day with you. They're going to toss you around the room like a rag doll. So you gotta boss up. Let me tell you a quick story, quick diversion. Someone took the exam 5 times to pass it, right? 5 times. Another person took it 7 times. You gotta be tough. You gotta keep jumping back in. Jumping back in with a sharpened saw. You're gonna do it, all right? He says, now I must confess, sometimes you didn't sugarcoat your statements and my thin skin was hurt, but it didn't stop me from continuing to listen to any and all of the videos you prepared. To cut to the chase, he says you corner the market, literally. I didn't pay him to say that. On the best ITTO study tools. And I should know, I searched far and wide for them, as that was my weakest area, the crazy I to the T to the T to the O's, folks. ITTOs, I tell you, those are some of the craziest things ever invented. You know why? Because a lot of people, they're trying to read the ITTOs and hardwire them by cramming them. You can't hardwire ITTOs by cramming. So that's what Dana is saying. Dana is saying that when you take a look at the market, a lot of people, their approach to ITTOs is a little bit different from mine. My approach is one in which you need to understand. Let me give you a quick challenge. Those of you who are on, I'm going to give you a quick challenge. Can you tell me validated changes is an output of what? What is it an output of? Or can you tell me what is it? What is it? You see, I expect you to be, I got it, boom, type it in. Hey, it is, Phil. You see, that's what I'm looking for. If you haven't gotten to the point where you know what an ITTO is, if you know where it comes from or where it goes, that's not enough. You got to know what it is. When you know what it is, it will make sense where it's going, To cut to the chase, you corner the market, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Thank you, Dana. People are going to think I paid you for that, even though I didn't. He said, a lot of people have stuff out there on the topic of ITTOs, but how many of them allow you to play the videos over and over while you sleep? So I planned my last 4 weeks based on your cram sheet and daily work on the IQ test student workbook. Have you guys seen my cram list out there? Have you downloaded it? Go to Google and type in PMP cram list. Highly advise you to download that cram list. And then, Dana goes on talking about how I came out with a video about closing. If you haven't watched my video, hey, Grace, you probably want to take a look at my video for closing. Have you watched that video? Because if your exam is tomorrow, let me read what Dana says, and this will make sense to you. Dana says, when you came out with this video on closing, I thought it was divine intervention. In one of my recent simulator tests, I didn't do well in closing, so I paid particular attention to your power tips for closing a project and acing closing on the PMP exam video. As I did with all your videos, I took notes and in fact played it twice. Well, take a look at this. To make a long story short, I was not surprised when my exam result graded me above target in closing. You know how hard it is to get above target? This dude watched my video on closing and slayed closing on the exam. You see. Hey, Faith, I see that. So how do you want to compete with someone who is a few years away from 70? You're not too old to take the exam. No, you're not. I had a student who could have gotten to the point where he said, that's it for me. I've been a VP in a top Fortune 500 precious metals company. But this man said, no, I'm going to take the PMP exam. Pushing 70. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? Came on board our course, signed up for our course, pushing 70, about to retire, took the exam in Switzerland and slayed the exam and left the remains for the PMI to pick up. 70, pushing 70. So when I hear people saying, oh, I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm like, what are you talking about? People who are 70 are crushing this thing. They're killing it. So don't give me that excuse. Don't give me that excuse. You know. Also, regarding languages, I've got people who speak French as a first language slay the exam. And I've got two trainers who actually have written courses for us in French, and they're absolutely fluent, you know, but they took the PMP exam and still, you know, one of them took the PMP, the PGMP, the PFMP. So language is not a barrier. Besides, don't forget that you also now have those study aids in French, in Arabic, in Chinese. So if you speak a second language, PMI's got you covered. All right, so let me keep reading Dana's message here. So while my finances didn't allow me to get a new set of certification, I think he means certification materials, I decided to buckle down and do this thing. That's what lots of you got to do. You got to buckle down and do this thing. All right, and he said, hang on. He said, I'll always remember how you provided quick one-on-one assistance in response to my request to help me on the Praizion products. So the bottom line is he decided to do this thing. I could go on and on, but in closing, I will just say, folks, there's a lot of stuff out there. Don't waste your money vetting them like I did. If Dr. Phil, he's such a clown, says it, you can take it to the bank. The PMP certification bank. Sincerely, Dana M. Anderson, PMP. That's Dana's information, and you can read this review in full on YouTube. So my question to you is, are you going to do what Dana did? Or are you going to keep giving yourself the same old namby-pamby weak excuses? Oh, my back hurts. Oh, I have to be on the road. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Hey, Jason, my man. That is the man of the hour. Jason is a beast. He took the exam by the horns and destroyed it and left the remains for the PMI to pick up. That's one of the people I'm talking about. You know, you got to beast up. You got to beast up. You know, otherwise the PMP exam is going to beast up on you. But Jason is the student that I just mentioned, you know, but he powered up on that sick test and decided he was not going to take any prisoners. And then he did it. He said, I know a lot of people think, Phil, are you making this stuff up? Well, I'm glad Jason came on. Thank you, Jason. And Jason is one of those honorable folks who has served the country in such a profound way. And I'd just like to say thank you for your service, Jason. And to be really honest with you, as we were going through the process and, you know, there was a disconnect for a point in time, I wasn't able to contact you and I didn't even know where you were. But when I got that message in, I'm like, thank goodness, because you've been on my mind all the while, you know. So there are people who are slugging away at this thing and doing everything they possibly can. So when I hear people say I'm giving up, it just makes me feel so sad, because now I wish I could read that email. Jason, I wish I could read your email, but I don't have your email now. But Jason pretty much was selling me on why the PMP exam was important. I mean, that email was so well put together that it would convince you, if you're thinking of taking the exam, I'm talking about someone who has served the country, been one of our men and women in uniform, and also come from an engineering background, to have him send me that email about why the PMP exam is so relevant and important. My goodness. Jason, I wish that email, I wish people could read that email. If you give me permission, probably on the next call, I will go ahead and do that. But Jason pretty much said, without the PMP, if you call yourself a project manager, what good are you? What good are you going to be in the marketplace, you know, if you don't have this thing called the PMP? Now, I know there are lots of flavors, you know. Thank you, Jason. I know there are lots of flavors. Let me see if I can find this thing that Jason sent me. I'm quite sure I put it into my archives, Jason, so I will read some excerpts from this email if I can find it in the next few minutes. I mean, looking at that email, Jason, what came to my head was, I wish everyone could read just a few lines of this email. Okay, so Jason, I'm going to read a few lines from your email. Okay, and maybe what we could do on a future call is maybe just have you come on and share some stuff live. All right. So, I don't think I found it yet, Jason. Yeah, this is a different email. So this is the one where you're talking about stakeholders and getting the right stakeholders for the exam. But this is not the one where you sold it hard, where you sold the PMP. Jason pretty much told me this is why people need to get certified. And it's true. You know, I don't know if you guys have realized in the world, when it comes to project management, you're either in or you're out. You're either in an inclusive mindset or you're out into a restrictive, segregated class of people that say the PMP is stupid, it's rubbish, it's nonsense. Why should you do that? Having a certificate doesn't make you a great project manager. What are you talking about? So not having a degree or having a degree is something that you should debate about. If having a degree is of value to you, go ahead and do it. If it's not, then just stop complaining about people who are going to study in college. Same thing for PMP. If people find value in it, why are you pushing against it? Why are you pushing so hard against it? A lot of people talking about the PMP exam like it's from the devil, like from the pit. They're making it sound like the PMI has a secret agenda, a conspiracy theorist organization that wants to bring project management down to a halt in the world. What are you talking about? Get real. I am a poster child for the PMP exam because before I got certified, I was the butt of the jokes. Hey, Phil worked 400 hours. Oh my goodness. Oh, calm down. No, it's just 400 hours of Phil's time. How much does Phil get paid? $2 an hour, $3 an hour, $1 an hour. Oh, forget it. That's not a problem. When I got that comment, I thought, okay, I definitely need to move from where I am somewhere else. So the PMP exam is a massive game changer for a lot of people. So if you're moaning and whining and trying to belittle the PMP exam, that I will just tell you right now, 750 plus thousand people are PMPs in the world, and you're still moaning and groaning about it. Wake up, smell the coffee, folks. Wake up, smell the coffee. So Jason, thank you so much for helping all these folks and sending them your lessons learned. Thank you, LB. I see that. Thank you very much. And those of you who are taking the exam soon, listen to what Jason has to say. Listen to what he has to say. He's the man of the hour. You know, the United States Army Corps of Engineers conducted training up in Los Angeles a couple of years ago. And Jason was one of my students, and we had lots of other people in the class. And Jason, you know, this is a typical scenario. Jason is probably one of the 20% that took massive action from the United States Army Corps of Engineers class that I had. And I've done other classes for the Army Corps, but this particular one, he was one of the few people that actually decided to take the exam and, you know, put some finality to the whole chapter. There are a lot of people that have not even attempted it once, but you hear from him, he has picked himself up, gone back in, you know, done it again and again. And there was all sorts of things happening. Jason, you traveled internationally. So I know there was a lot going on, but you didn't stop trying to get certified. And I think that's the big thing for a lot of you people. Don't try to stop. Keep going. Someone said, if you find yourself in hell, don't stop. Keep going through. So what I'm going to share with you now are a few reminders before I hop off this live call, folks. And don't worry, I'm going to be doing this quite a lot. If you're finding value from this, don't forget, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, the like, and subscribe, okay? And don't forget to say thank you to Jason. A remarkable guy, man, I tell you. A lot of people are whining and moaning over 2 attempts. Takes a man to pick himself up, you know. Takes a woman to pick herself up. And, you know, there's another student like that in Houston, failed the exam 3 times. Said, Phil, I ain't done. This lady picked herself up and did it the 4th time, you know, and killed the exam. So there are lots of people, both guys and gals, who are they are ruthlessly dealing with the PMP regardless. So I don't know, you might be on the call, you might be discouraged, you know, maybe you've had a bad bout with the exam. Don't be discouraged. Take a look at the video I put out about a couple of days ago. We had Derek from Canada come into our studio and talk about how he aced the exam, how he finally found Phil and Praizion on YouTube. Thank you, Zimakona. Thank you, man. Or lady, I'm not sure which one. But thank you so much for your followership. I really appreciate that. And thank you, Albie, and thank you, Puff Philip. Did I get it? Puff Philip? Thank you very much. I've seen your name pop up a number of times. Sudkamath, thank you very much. Andy, hey, thank you, man. I appreciate your comments. And yeah, great to have you on the call. And Faith, if you're still on Facebook, I appreciate you so much. But let me give you my final take on how you can get this thing done, at least for today, you know, how to hustle for your muscle. First of all, the 40 Days to PMP Exam Success series. If you have not subscribed for this free series, you're doing yourself harm. You're doing yourself harm. It's like someone who's saying, oh, I need help. Oh, can't breathe. And you're not doing anything to pick up the phone. Hey, 40 Days to PMP is your lifeline for success. Don't die alone. Live and slay with help from your friend Phil. Thank you, Sudkamath. I see that. Well, let's talk about what you should do in addition to the 40 days. So you subscribe to the 40 days. Don't miss the days. You know, it's like one of those drugs you got to load up on. And as you load up on the drugs and you just keep shooting yourself with that stuff, not bad stuff. I'm talking about, you know, medication. We call it drugs in the US. But shoot up on your meds. Don't miss the days. If you miss the days, you got to start all over again. So the 40 Days to PMP, don't miss the days. You got 40 videos, all right? And then the day 40, I tell you to subscribe to our mock exams. So a lot of people have not subscribed to the mock exams. They're just $49. It's going to help you, all right? 50 questions a day would be really tremendous. I would advise that if you can, 50 questions a day, and do that every day the week leading up to your PMP exam. Okay? Practice taking breaks. A lot of people don't take breaks. I think breaks are great. I think they'll help you. Practice in both noisy and quiet environments. So if you're only practicing in the quiet of your room and quiet of your dining area, you're doing yourself harm. You could get to the Prometric Test Center and you have the crazy typist, the crazy typing exam going on next to you. What are you going to do? Or what are you going to do if you have Mr. Cough all throughout your exam? What are you going to do? So you got to practice in crazy environments, quiet, noisy. Starbucks is a good place. Now, I'm not trying to sell any subscription to them. Don't say, Phil, you got shares there? No, I don't. But you want to be in a busy place, all right, where you can practice in different environments. Check out your venue the day before. Well, not the day before, days before. Don't do it the day before because that'll be too close. I would highly suggest you check it out days in advance. Now, if you're one of those people that needs to travel for your PMP exam, you need to go many miles, then maybe, you know, you would have to travel to check out the place and you may have to do it the day before. But just do it before your exam. Number 6, practical examples. Hey, I want everyone to stop chatting for a second because I need to chat something to you. So I want you to take a look at what I'm about to chat to you. I want you to go to this link. It's tiny.cc/Sigma PMO. Can you do me a favor and go to this link? I'm typing it in right now for you guys. And my friends on Facebook, the same thing. Go to tiny.cc/Sigma PMO. I got some gold for you folks. Or should I say Uncle Sam? No, not Uncle Sam. No. Oh, trust that to happen. It's not even going. Oh, it's HTTPS. I didn't want HTTPS. Just wanted tiny.cc/Sigma PMO. All right, now I'm going to have to look for this link again. I'm glad I typed it in because I wouldn't have known it didn't work. So let me send you the link again. Hang on. So much for all that drama. Take a look at this link. It's a link to the CDC, the C to the D to the C. These guys have got you covered when it comes to those templates and tools. Oh, it didn't work? Seems like Uncle CDC's out to prevent me from sharing this link, but I gotta share it. My goodness. I think they've taken this link off the CDC side. Oh my gosh, I think they've taken this link off. So what I'm gonna have to do is look for where on earth they have taken this library of templates. It's as if they've been listening to Phil. Phil, you can't share it. Oh, here it comes. I found it. I'm gonna send you this link again. This is a really important link. I'm glad I went through all of this because I wouldn't have known it didn't work no more. It's still not working somehow. How come? It's a little bit of a temperamental link. So I'm seeing it on my screen. Oh, here we go. Let me try it. Let me try it again. I'm sorry. I'm not doing this on purpose. Let's see if that works. Did that work? Did that one work? Was anyone able to see it? It keeps bouncing off like it's not working. Yeah, it's a government site. Yeah. It's very unfortunate that it's playing up like this because it typically doesn't, except maybe they are doing some work on it. Yeah, they might be doing some work on it. Let me copy this next link address. And the reason why I'm going on about this link is because it has hundreds of templates. Oh, is it working now, Shri? Hey, Shri, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for letting me know. I hope it's working now because it typically does work. You know, just keep trying the link. Keep trying the link. I'm sure it will work. But let me tell you what's on this site. The reason why I told everyone to stop and take a look at that link. ITTOs seem to be a huge, huge problem for many people. This link that I just sent out on a normal day, it takes you to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention website. And on their website, you have got hundreds of templates that totally map back to a lot of PMI's ITTOs. So don't worry, I'm going to keep trying to find out what exactly happened. It's opened up for me on my screen, but it seems like when I click on the link in YouTube, it doesn't work. So I don't know why that is happening. But I'm going to look into this and just stay tuned. I will probably post an update to the link, when it finally comes back up. But the reason why I stress this is I hear from a lot of people that the PMP exam is so situational that cramming the ITTOs doesn't help. You got to see it. Oh, use an underscore before the URL. Shri, is that what you said? So when I type it in, I should use an underscore? Is that what you said? Let me try that. Underscore and then the URL? Huh. Still not working. Maybe other people could try that. Or if you, Shri, do you know what? Can you just do us a favor and type in that URL right into the box? And I think everyone will really appreciate you. You'll be the hero of the day. You'll be the hero of the day. Anyway, so I said look for practical examples of every ITTO. That was point 6, right? Practical examples of every ITTO. Let's see, Shri, did that work? Let's see. Oh, so it's not a hot link. You got to copy the link and paste it in. Let's see if that works. Oh, that didn't work. That didn't work. It's funny, it's temperamental. But anyway, I'll sort that out for everyone. And last but not least, sign up for a study program. Have you signed up for a study program? Have you? Are you on a study program? You should be. You should be on a study program. I really hope you get on a study program. Now, this is exclusively for you guys on the calls right now, those of you on Facebook, those of you on YouTube. I want you to do us a favor. Now, this is going to close. It's going to close in a few hours, so only the people on the call are going to get this. But if you are on the call and you are studying for your PMP exam, I want to send you a book, an ebook, okay? And that ebook is pretty much based on a video that I put out there on YouTube. It has about 220 something thousand views about the 47 processes. So if you're studying for the exam and you would like me to send you that ebook, I want you to do me a favor. Are you ready for the email address? I promise you it's going to work, unlike the CDC site. Boo, CDC. You have work to do. Hey, send an email to support, SUPPORT, support at Praizion.com. Support at Praizion.com. Okay? We're going to send everyone who responds to this call to send an email in the next couple of hours. All you've got is 2 hours, all right? I've shot you the address there. It's support at Praizion.com. You got that right, Andy. It sure will work. Send an email to support at Praizion.com and you are going to get the 47 processes of project management mini ebook. And this ebook is going to help you really know what every one of the 47 processes is about. In addition to that, you're going to get a PDF from your friend Phil. Okay? Might be the first for some of you, but it will be the beginning of many more conversations via text, via email, via video to come. All right? So I want to say a huge thank you to you for joining today's call. If you are getting ready for the exam, remember you got to hustle for your PMP muscle. You got to power up on the PMP exam before it powers up on you. All right? So that's my 2 cents. Do you guys have any questions that I can answer for you before I hop off the call? Questions, concerns that I can answer for you? Going to give it a couple more minutes, and then I am going to have to hop off the call. All right? So, can we get lucky for free questions? You know, I've got 20 free questions out there. I don't know if you watched Derek's Lessons Learned, but we had the PMP Breakfast Club a couple of days ago. He talks about 20 questions. So have you taken my 20 questions that are out there? Because those will boot you into shape. They'll boot you so hard you might end up spitting out your tea or coffee. And then, I don't know if you've taken the crazier one called Earned Value Apocalypse. Let me send you Earned Value Apocalypse right now. Earned Value Apocalypse is one of the sickest exams, mock exams for people studying. You know, a lot of people take that exam and they barely get a 50. But the good thing about it is it makes sure that you truly know earned value, you know. Make sure you truly know earned value. Oops. I think my phone was about to shut me down, so I better get off the call quick. So I'm going to shoot you Earned Value Apocalypse. Hold on while I do that. Up. There's Earned Value Apocalypse. And I'm going to shoot you the 20 questions in a bit. Let's see, 20 questions. So let me shoot you this YouTube video, because this YouTube video has got the questions. It's got a little blurb about the questions. These days, we're not seeing many EVM questions. Is it worth spending that much time? You better believe it. So I'll say one thing, Sukamath. A lot of the questions on the PMP exam are extremely dynamic. So one day you might get earned value questions and the next day you might not. But what if you're the unlucky person or the lucky person, the fortunate person who does get those, right? If you've studied and you've done your stuff, you know, oh, it didn't let me send that link. If you've studied and done your stuff, you know, there's no reason why you should be afraid of PMP earned value questions. I've heard things such as I got questions on the exam that were not necessarily calculation based, but they were very much about earned value. So I'm having trouble sending it. I think YouTube might actually be blocking my links for some odd reason. But anyway, you've got the YouTube link, so you can check that there, okay? So I want to say thank you for you guys for you know, joining the call and for participating. Don't forget, support@praizion.com. It's going to be closed in the next 2 hours. So let me just give you the official end time. Right now, East Coast time, it's pretty much 3 minutes to 5 Eastern Standard Time, all right? By 7 Eastern, I will not be sending this book anymore. So if you want that book, you got to respond. Today is December, I don't even know what day it is. December 7th, okay? So December 7th at 7 Eastern, I will no longer send this book. You guys who are fortunate to be on the call are going to receive it, all right? So thank you very much for joining. Thank you, LB, Pa Philip. Thank you very much. I'll be responding to your questions, okay? But for now, I better shut it down before my battery gives up. Okay, so thank you very much, and I'll speak to you guys again soon. Take care. Those of you on Facebook, take care and speak to you again soon. Guide, I wouldn't have even understood what was in the PMBOK guide. It helped me understand